As a crime prevention practitioner, Andrew has over 27 years of experience teaching associations and individuals how to live, work, and play more safely.
Hello, my name is Andrew Wooten, and I'd like to welcome you to the Ohio Association of Realtors Safety Series of videos. These videos are designed to help you work, play more safely. Our whole process as we go through this is to teach you different things that you can do in a short period of time that can dramatically reduce the chances of you being victimized. We care about you, and your safety is important to us. Identity theft protection. Now, there's a lot of organizations out there that will tell you about identity theft and identity theft protection. Again, we're going to take a slightly different route here. I will tell you this right up front. There are no monthly fees you're going to have to pay for this program that we're about to take you through. Now, there's a lot of companies out there that's going to charge you $20, $30 a month. And if you want to pay somebody $20, $30 a month, I guarantee you the last slide here will have all my contact information, and you can send me a check every month for $20 or $30. I will more than happily take it. But guess what, folks? You don't have to. To protect your name, to protect your reputation, does not require you to pay a monthly fee. We will give you some steps to do to protect yourself there. Getting started with this process, let's talk about where our information comes from and what's going on with that. Our information that we're going to talk about comes from the Federal Trade Commission, the federaltradecommission.gov. Great website. You'll see it come up a little later on. Wonderful place for you to start in. So let's talk about the #1 crime in the state of Ohio. The #1 crime. Matter of fact, I'll give you this hint. It's also the #1 crime in the United States of America. And what are we talking about, folks? We're talking about identity theft. Identity theft is the #1 crime in the world. And when you say, Andrew, I'm a real estate agent. Why are we talking about identity theft for real estate? That just doesn't make sense. Well, let's just be honest about it. The #1 crime in the world, which is identity theft, happens to be the #1 crime in the real estate industry. The real estate industry is the #1 industry for identity theft. #2 is credit card, and #3, which may surprise some of you, is the funeral industry. But today we're going to talk about the real estate industry and it being the #1 industry. Why do you say? Well, simply put, we have all the information. We have all the data that a criminal wants to commit criminal behavior. Let me ask you a question. How many files are in your office? What is the information that's in your office? What are you doing with the information that's in your office? How well are you securing it? Quick question. How many of you guys are doing short sales? Aren't you collecting more data than you've ever collected before? And where's that data being stored? I guarantee if I went out to the parking lot right now and looked in the back of your cars, how many crates would I see back there? How many files would I see back there? Because as real estate agents, don't we work out of our cars as our office 90% of the time? Hey, let's go over some facts. Let's talk again about why we're talking about identity theft. Well, in 2009, we had over 350 brokers and agents arrested and indicted for identity theft. And, you say, well, Andrew, 350, considering all the real estate agents out there in the United States, that's not a big deal. Well, tell you what, in 2010, we had over 850 brokers and agents arrested for identity theft. Folks, the information that's within your walls, that's in your homes, that's in your two-drawer filing systems, it's worth gold. And you took a moral and a legal right to safeguard your client's information. One of the things we're going to talk about is, hey, just take a look at the numbers. 8.1 million Americans were victimized by identity theft just last year. 8.1 million. If you look to your right and look to your left, look 2 people down, I guarantee you'll see one of the ones that were victimized. Now, what does it cost? Each case of identity theft averagely costs $631 to fix it. Now you say, well, Andrew, that's not a bad amount of money. $631? I thought it'd be in the thousands. Well, let's talk about identity theft and what happens with it. $631 is not a whole lot of money, but you got to remember the average person who's victimized by identity theft, it happens 7 to 10 times. So yeah, 7 to 10 times you're going to pay that $631 because once your identity is stolen, it's generally sold 7 to 10 times. Now, along with that, let's take a look at the time and the hours it takes to restore your good name. The average case averages 33 hours to restore your good name. So as we go into this, let's take a look at what happens with identity theft. How does it happen? Where does it happen? How is our information stolen from us? Well, the number one place identity is stolen from is the workplace. The workplace is the number one place for identity theft. You know, when we take a look at our files, the real estate industry is the only industry out there where you can still walk into somebody's office and access their files. Can you walk into your bank's office and pull open a filing cabinet? What about your title company? But yet you can walk into almost any real estate office and the filing cabinet is unlocked and files are everywhere, 24/7. Folks, we got to do a better job. The whole process I want you to learn today is how to do it better, faster, and different. And ladies, let me pick on you for a minute. I want you to watch this video that's going to be shown here in a second. And I want you to take a look at, could this happen to you? Is this where this takes place? Where do you store your purse or your wallet? How many times have you left and went down the hall to grab a soda pop, to grab a cup of coffee, to use the bathroom, and left your front door wide open? This is just how quick and easily it can take place. The number two place for identity theft to happen is in your home. Home invasions. Now, we'll talk about it more in detail, but I'll just simply say this. Let me ask you a question. What is the number one thing stolen from most homes? Most of you are thinking jewelry, electronics, money. Nope. The number one things that are stolen are what? They are credit card statements, bank statements, tax returns, but we'll talk about that as we go through it a little bit later on. So the question is, who commits identity theft? Who's the person we need to watch? Well, to be quite honest with you, here's what I'd like for you to do. Look to your right or look to your left. You see that person sitting to your next to you? Well, employee theft is the number one. Now, when we talk about who commits it, well, guess what? It's coworkers. Because really, do you know who's going through bankruptcy? Do you really know who's going through divorce? When's the last time they really made a transaction? How broke are they? And guess what? Your purse and your wallet is sitting right there with your checkbook in there. Co-workers, number one persons for committing identity theft. Two, office staff. Who has access to all your confidential information? Name, address, date of birth, social security number. Remember when you applied for your jobs? Remember when you submitted those applications? What was the information you put on there? Who has access? Do you do background checks on everybody who has access to your confidential information? And next, clients. Remember the case in San Diego, California that took place last year where clients were calling you and saying, hey, we saw your listings on the website and we're looking at buying a home and you have a house that we really like. But versus going at the 3 different houses we want to see, can we just come in your office and meet with you? What are we saying? Oh, we're ecstatic. Instead of driving these folks all over town, they're going to come to our office. So what do? We get to our office early. We clean up our office. We put all our information in stacks and throw everything in our filing cabinets. Do we bother to lock it? Nope, we don't. And then what happens? Our clients show up on time. They come in, they sit down, they're asking all the right questions. And then the man or the lady asks, hey, do you have a restroom? And because you're such a nice, gracious host, you get up and you walk them halfway down to show them where the restroom is. What are the clients doing there at your desk? That's right, they're stealing all your material that you have on there. Delivery personnel. I'm always amazed that we allow our delivery personnel throughout our office. Folks, you need to have your delivery personnel stop at the front desk, leave their packages there. Allowing them through your office is just asking for crime to take place. Now, in addition to that is credit cards, debit cards. How many of you use your debit cards this week? How many of you gone online to make sure the amount that you actually signed for is the amount that processed through? And let's take a look at if somebody's using a wireless skimmer like showing here, then guess what? Then that information can be picked up wirelessly anywhere. It's not secure. You need to make sure that somebody's using a secure device to swipe your credit card. Now let's take a look at the number 2 place crime is taking place and identity theft happens. That is your home. In your home. Home invasions, unfortunately, are just on the rise, and we have to get better, faster, and different at how we protect ourselves. What's the number one thing stolen out of your home? No, it's not your TV. It's not your electronics. It's not your jewelry. It's your bank statements. Your bank statements, along with your tax returns and your credit card statements, are the number 1, 2, 3 things stolen from your home. Why your bank statements? Hey, guess what? It tells me exactly how much money you have in. Your tax returns tells me where you spend your money, and your credit card companies, your credit card statements tell me all the information I need to know that won't raise a red flag. Folks, lock up your confidential information, secure your information. If identity theft happens, there's 5 things I need you to do. The first thing is to contact local law enforcement. You got to have a police report. That police report is going to become your holy grail. Next, contact your credit card issuers. That's the 800 or the 866 number located on the back of your credit card. Next, close any accounts that thieves may have opened. Your bank, your financial credit union is going to ask you, can we close these accounts? You say yes. Close any accounts that thieves may have opened. Next, contact the fraud departments of the 3 major credit bureaus. Go to my website, justbesafe.com, click on the resource button. You'll find contact information for the 3 major credit bureaus. And the 5th and last thing I need you to do is to contact the fraud departments of the credit card companies themselves. I know what you're saying, Andrew, I called the issuers, but the left hand and the right hand do not share information. I need you to call the issuers. That's step 2, but step 5 is to contact the fraud department of the credit card companies. Now, let's take a quick step at prevention. If you want to prevent being victimized by identity theft, you don't have to send me a check for $20, $30 a month, as there's many companies out there that want you to do. Here's what I need you to do. Step 1, go to ftc.gov. Once you get there, click on the link that says identity theft. Once you click on the link, the very first thing you're going to see, it says for consumers. I need you to click on that and read that page that says consumers. You're going to see a link that says annualcreditreport.com. You notice I didn't say freecreditreport.com because there's nothing free about it. Click on annualcreditreport.com and print out your credit report from all 3 credit reporting agencies. Once you've printed those out, I want you to look on the credit report, look at the accounts that are in good standing. When you see fraudulent things on there, credit cards that you don't have, homes, boats, different things in there that you haven't purchased, you know you have an identity theft program. 5th, understand the terms security freeze or fraud alerts. And also, if you know anybody who's serving in the military, have them go to the site, have them click on annual active duty alert for themselves there. You know, there's a word that's been floated around there. I believe the word is called change. And no, this is not a political statement, but folks, would you agree with me? Change is inevitable. And guess what? Doing the things we used to do to protect ourselves can't be the way we move forward. In order to move forward and protect yourself, you're going to have to change the way you do some things. Go to ftc.gov, follow the steps there, and protect yourself. If you're still running a shredder that looks like this, folks, aren't you asking for a world of trouble? Come on, let's upgrade and let's get current. Listen, I hope the information we've shared here with you today has been helpful. If you have any questions, any comments, please don't hesitate. Go to our website, justbesafe.com, click on the resource button, or feel free, shoot me an email at andrew@justbesafe.com, and we'll send you more information, probably more than you ever wanted to have. Thanks for your time today. Look forward to chatting with you in the future. Take care.